All right, so mate, so now we'll talk about the back. Remember, we almost plotted our back pattern when we are plotting the front. So now we'll do the alterations here quickly so that we will go ahead and cut it. And then, so the first thing you have to do is to decide if you want a zipper at your back or if you want to create loops, right? So for this pattern, I would like to create loops at the back. All right, so now first of all, input our nipple to nipple measurement here so we can create a little dot here. All right, so I'll mark it now. Like to come down here by 1 inch from my chest line, and I would like to connect that line like so. Next, I would like to open up my dart legs by 0.5 on each side. Afterwards, I'll mark out 2 inches for my loop opening. So from here, I'll come in by 2 inches. You can do more, okay? It's up to you. Remember that when you open it up, it's going to be double the size that you mark, right? Okay. So I would like to alter my neckline now. So for my neckline, I would like to create a little keyhole at the back. From this neckline here, I'll come down by 2 inches. And for my chest line, I'll go in by 4 inches. Next, I'll connect it with my curve. This is now my yoke. This part will be going off. And that's all. Next thing, I'll cut it out. So here, this is all we have for the back yoke. I like to close my darts. All right, so here I've closed that. So this is what we have. This is our back piece, and this is our yoke. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So in no particular order, these are all the pattern pieces that we'll be needing to sew this beautiful bustier gown. This is our yoke. So this is our front yoke, and this is our bustier part. Let me open it up so that you can understand better. And this one comes by the side. I'm gonna head to iron my hairstay on each one of them. And down here is the underbust part of it. This is it. I've ironed my hairstay on it. And I did the same thing for the lining. This is the lining I'm going to use to turn this part. I've ironed my hairstay on it too. And I equally use the same material to cut the bustier area. And for the bustier part, I've cut out the wording using the same shape as we have here to cut out our wording. So I'll go ahead now and stitch it together. Okay, placing them side by side. I'm going to go ahead and stitch it together on both sides, and I'll come back here and show you. So I've gone ahead to stitch the bustier area. Can you see? Look at what it looks like inside. So the next thing is for me to notch. Please don't cut through your seam lines. Notch it on both sides, and then I'll go and press open my seam line properly. It's that simple. So this is the lining part. I'll do the same thing. I've ironed my hairstay on it, so I'll notch it, and I'll take both of them to my ironing table and go and give it a good press. And here, look, I have ironed this. See how my seam lines are laying so flat? This is how yours should be. See what the inside look like. And when you place it like so, it should look like this for you to know that you are actually getting it. Do you see the way it's laying, right? Okay, and this one here is our lining piece. See how good this one is also popping out. Okay, I'll keep this aside now. The next thing is for us to work on our underbust. So at this point, you have to determine how you want to place your boning channels on this piece. So we have sewable regime boning, and we have the one you can pass through your channel. So at this point, you have to determine what you want to do, and then you mark the styles that you want. So you would like to fold your fabric into two for you to determine the midpoint. So here, you can mark it out depending on the kind of style you want to create. So quickly, I would like to give a space of 2 inches in between each of them. So I'll mark my 2 inches here, and the other one here. I'll do the same thing so that they can look even. So from here, I will now direct them to come towards this down part like so. Feel free to draw out any style line you want. So I've also go ahead to cut out this fabric that I'm going to fold. and sew it here so that I can pass my boning inside it. Okay, I'll go ahead now and sew all this down, and then we'll continue. All right, our dress is actually taking shape. I've gone ahead to create all the boning channels, as you can see, and they're all laying flat. I've inserted the boning inside it, and I've ironed it in and out. Can you see how neat everything is laying? The next thing is for us to join the our bustier part to this to the lower part. So to do that, you have to fold this into two and notch the center point, or put a dot there for you to know the center parts. Okay, so this is it. Okay, and I'll quickly do the same for the lower parts so that everything will align properly. So getting the center point here, I will now lay it the right side, facing the right side like so, and I'll pin it down properly. Don't forget that when you're sewing your boning channel, make sure it doesn't get to the same line. So I left about 0.5 inch on each one of them, so that when I'm joining, that will be for my joining allowance. So I'm going to pin it down all through, like so, to the very end. The next thing, I'll go ahead and sew it down on 0.5 all through. All right, then after doing that, I'll bring in my yoke. All right, remember the part where we are fixing our yoke is on this side, so you place it like so. It has to face up, and I'm going to pin it down here so that I can also sew all of them up. And I'll bring this one here. And I'm also going to stitch it here on 0.5. After stitching it, it will be laying like so, and the down part will also be joined up like so. I hope we understand. I've also gone ahead to join the lining part to the down part like so. Can you see? It's all neatly joined and sewn down. So I'll do that quickly and I'll come back. So I've joined the lower part together with the bustier parts, and I've also stitched the yoke parts. Everything is taking shape. So the next thing is for us to join the lining. So quickly we have to lay our yoke like so, then bring the lining part and lay it on top of it. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to align the lining with the main fabric. So make sure that everything matches up. Okay, we're going to start sewing from this end, from this our armhole tip. We're going to sew it down all the way to this other part, and we're going to do that on 0.5. Make sure it matches up, pin it down properly, and then we'll sew.